I gotta be honest, I completely forgot Golden Sun: The Lost Age even existed. I knew there was an entry between the first game and Dark Dawn, but I never really hear anybody talk about The Lost Age, which is a shame because I hear it's quite good. This is actually the first soundtrack added to Nintendo Music that I've never heard even one song from before. So this will be a fun, fresh experience for me. Motoi Sakuraba returns to the composer's chair, and his music in The Lost Age is basically a continuation of the first games. If you're familiar with his work from Mario Tennis and Golf, you'll instantly recognize his style. The main theme isn't as bombastic as the first games, but it still has that same bold spirit that makes you want to just go out and explore. A lot of the Lost Ages soundtrack is ripped right from the first game, including most of its best songs like Venus Lighthouse and the Desert Theme. If you want to hear my opinions on those, just go watch the Golden Sun segment on my first Nintendo Music video. As for new songs, Jenna's battle theme is fairly light and fun. It's a bit weird she gets her own battle theme and none of the other party members do, but I like it. One of the songs from the first Golden Sun I didn't talk about for some reason is the map theme, A Long Journey, which is a shame because I really like its adventurous feel. It returns in this game as the theme for Idejima, I don't know how you say that, it's just the same effect. Dyla's theme has a very Indian feel, with the sitars and percussion. It's not a style you hear much in RPGs, so it really stands out among the rest. The main battle theme is a remix of Saturos' boss theme from the first game for some reason, but much more upbeat than before, which works for just fighting regular enemies. The Lost Age really likes using pan flutes, as Deccan Plateau demonstrates with a song that feels fairly suspenseful, yet somewhat uplifting. Battling a powerful foe is appropriately tense. I think I prefer the first game's boss theme, but this is still pretty good. The GBA isn't really known for its quality sound hardware, but Air's Rock and a few other songs have some synthetic choir vocals that sound really good for the system. Kibambo is another very unique sounding theme, with a tribal percussion and the shouts that kinda remind me of Angry Aztec from Donkey Kong 64, and again, sounds really good for the GBA. Sea of Time is very ominous, borderline creepy with the low percussion and quick strings. I have never played this game before, but I imagine this might have spooked some kids who played this back in 2003. I don't know how you make a GBA song sound slimy, but Taupo Swamp manages to do it while still sounding very suspenseful. The chimes really enhance Tundaria Tower's icy atmosphere, and the added percussion gives it just the right amount of energy. Jupiter's Lighthouse might use the chimes even better, kinda sounding like a twisted lullaby. That's the best way I can describe it. The battle theme for Carson Agatio is appropriately bombastic for what I assume are important late-game bosses. I like this one quite a bit. Mars Lighthouse theme isn't as epic as Venus Lighthouse, but it's still pretty urgent, and very catchy to boot. The Doomed Dragons battle theme is good too, and I prefer it to the first game's final boss theme, but it doesn't quite have that awesome factor that so many other final boss themes have for me. Overall, I'd say the Lost Ages music is about as strong as the first Golden Suns. Considering this game was basically a straight continuation of its predecessor, that makes sense. Obviously, the Lost Age ranks ahead of the first game since it has most of that game's best songs and has almost double the track count, but how does it compare to the soundtracks just above Golden Sun? Well, that's tricky. I think The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword has significantly higher highs, but also has plenty of more atmospheric, forgettable tracks, while The Lost Age is mostly pretty good across the board. I may change my mind later since this is my first time listening to this music, but right now I'm gonna rank Golden Sun The Lost Age right between Skyward Sword and Breath of the Wild. I think Breath of the Wild's highs are just high enough that its low points don't really damper its placement. I don't know, sometimes I just go with my gut, and my gut tells me this looks right. I'll see you next time for the next episode of Nintendo Music Weekly. I'm hoping we won't have to wait as long for the next GBA soundtrack, and I'm hoping even more that it'll be something more like Mario Kart Super Circuit or Metroid Zero Mission than something like Super Mario Advance 2. Bye!